Hey gang, welcome to KCTV. I'm your host Blue Nickles. This is
Jonathan Centeno from Kensington Epic Stakeholders.
Jonathan is going to tell us a little bit more about the Kensington Epic Stakeholders, and hopefully it'll be something that we all can, be a part of and invest some of our time in, and hopefully our people.
So Kensington Epic Stakeholders is a group of community residents, organizations, law enforcement, students, just about anybody in the community coming together, one, to kind of network and get to know each other, and then secondly, work on identifying issues and then working on those issues. Right.
What are some of the issues?
So some of the issues that we're running into is, it's surprising, we look at things like drugs and crime, but what we've identified that a main issue being is opportunity for people to lead and do something about it.
Right.
So one of the things we do within Epic is to give opportunity for people to be leaders within their community by giving them what they need to do projects such as cleanups, fundraisers, health fairs, back to school drives, anything they identify that, like, what does the community need? What could we do to kind of engage a lot of people and have a conversation? So a lot of it is building relationship with leaders and then giving them what they need to do to build relationship with the community, just to have a conversation about, what can we do to change what's going on here.
Right. Where you guys plan on setting up base camp at?
Right now we're here at Nina's Kitchen Restaurant. We wanted to find a location, one that was in the community, that was kind of a hub where people kind of would come together and feel welcome and feel like honored to be here. So we meet in the restaurant. We have a really kind of elegant space, right, and it frees people up to kind of just relax from the day-to-day stuff, get off, the work that we do in the street. We wanted to find some place that was like, that we felt like we were giving ourselves a treat by being.
Right. What days and hours do you guys plan on?
So right now we do our Kensington Epic Stakeholder meetings every third Tuesday of the month.
Right.
So the next one is February 21st.
Right.
But we've been doing this for 7 years and we haven't missed a meeting yet. So it's every third Tuesday. We don't, people know it, like they know Sundays for church. They know every third Tuesday is the Epic meeting. And what it looks like at an Epic meeting is we get together and we eat. We have a meal. Then we have a special presentation about a topic. And then there's chance for people who are at the table to talk about what they're up to, their victories and stuff. And then there's another opportunity for a time where people just start planning. What do they want to be up to? Let's do a health fair. We just recently did a peace rally where we had 200 youth and some churches and leaders come together and say, you know what? We're tired of the violence. We're gonna walk the streets and we're gonna show that there's at least 200 people who are tired of it, and we're not gonna be quiet about it.
Right. Who are some of the people majorly involved in the Epic situation?
So the Epic is funded, a lot of people don't know this. Epic is actually funded through the Department of Human Service, DHS.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know that because when they think of DHS, they think of, they think about being in trouble with their kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this is a program where it's like, you know what? We want to give the community what it needs to take care of its own issues.
Right.
So, it's preventative, because if we can get parents in here, if we can get kids in here and get them up to stuff and get them connected with resources that prevent truancy or domestic abuse and stuff like that, they come here, they actually get resources for that. So DHS is kind of saying, we don't want to just be in the habit of getting involved in a situation. We want to invest and before the situation happens, to prevent it.
Exactly.
So people don't know that, but we're actually funded through the Department of Human Services.
How long you guys been around? How long y'all been doing it?
We've been doing this for the Kensington group and the stakeholder groups, because there's citywide. There's a stakeholder group. There's 10 throughout the city. We've been doing this for about 8 years now. 8 years, and just in the last couple years, we've hit that where enough people know about us. We've worked out the kinks,
Right.
where people can finally like, oh, I know how to access that. We build up a good reputation.
Right.
We have a really good reputation because one of the things we do is we're made up of the community.
Right.
We're made up of people in the community saying we want things to be different.
Right.
So they promote themselves when they promote us, and we
Right.
promote them.
Right. Do you guys have anything major coming up soon?
Well, one of the things I actually want to talk about is the peace rally we just did. That was in response to the violence. I think in Philly since New Year's Day, there's been an average of 1 murder a day.
Right. Right.
And a lot of the people being killed in the situation are youth, and a lot of it seems like a lot of youth are actually perpetuating the violence. So they're getting killed and they're hurting people. So we put a call to action. Actually, a group of kids, a young group of kids, were interested in doing something. Like they didn't want to be identified as just being violent, out of control, or even murder victims.
Right.
So they said, we want to do this peace walk, this peace rally. So we actually met here on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday,
Right.
or day here, and we were expecting maybe 15 kids, and about 100 showed up. And within about 2 weeks, they organized this peace rally where, it was done by them, it was done for them, and they got to share their voice in saying we're tired of this violence.
Right.
Upcoming, in April and May, we're looking at to do another peace walk, another peace rally, a larger one, more participants. Other than that, we're meeting every third Tuesday, and we're supporting events throughout Kensington.
Where was the last rally?
The last rally actually started in Hunting Park at a church called Inner Light Ministries, and then it took us about 2 miles until we ended up at B in Allegheny in the heart of Kensington.
Right.
And again, we wanted to be visual. We wanted people to see us. The only mistake we made is that we didn't do outside, but the next one we will be outside the whole time so that the community can actually see the rallying part and participate in it. And as we walked, people joined. As we were walking, they heard what we were doing and they stopped whatever they were doing to kind of run along and be a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good feeling, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good
It was good. It was good to see people have a voice where they usually don't have the opportunity to have a voice.
Right. Now, how shocking was the turnout? How shocking was it to see more than 15 kids at the door? How shocking was it to see close to 100 to 200 people showing up to support you?
I think it was actually eye-awakening because the ones who showed up were the ones who heard about it. There's a conversation coming maybe from City Hall that parents need to do a better job.
Right.
There's a conversation from the community that they need the help from. They need the help from City Hall, and it doesn't seem oftentimes they're having the conversation with each other, among each other.
Right.
And so there's a miscommunication about what the community wants and what the city wants the community to do.
Right. So how do you think we can bring together the situations in the home compared to the situations in the home plus the things that you're trying to put together now? Because like you said, a lot of times it's up to the parents. So how do we send a message to the parents that they need to be more involved?
Most of the time you identify people in need, it's usually when they're in need, when they've gotten to the point of the situation where they're crying out. What we try to do is if we do like a family day,
Right.
we're not investing in getting people outside to just celebrate the day. What we're investing in is we're almost buying the opportunity to speak to people who haven't stepped out and said there's an issue here.
Right.
So we will invest in organizing a day where we'll get ponies and bounties, just so we would have the opportunity to talk to people and ask them how they're doing.
Right.
Because we don't want it to be where we have these offices, because one, EPIC is a program that's made up of many different groups and residents, right?
Right.
So if DHS is one of our members, our fiduciary, they're at the table. If they come to our meetings, these families can share stuff, but we want to be before that. So we want to have a conversation. So where it starts, where we can help people, is where we have relationship enough with people, where they'll just, even in a casual way, or feel free that they can tell us what's happening. And that's the hardest thing to do, because
it is.
Because you have to be creative on how you invest in relationships. You have to have the infrastructure to support the relationships with many people. And so that's where leadership, that's where mentoring takes place, because you want to take a person from where they're in need, and now you've removed that need, or you've helped them navigate through that need, that now they're positioned to help their neighbors. They're positioned, because they've learned how to do that they're now positioned to kind of do that for someone else in a way that when that person receives that help, they can help someone else. See, it isn't just about how do you teach somebody by just giving, if they're in need or they're unemployed, and all you do is give them welfare. What are you teaching them that they can use to help someone else in need? Unless they themselves become a welfare system to help their neighbors. It doesn't make sense. You can't. It doesn't trickle down. And it builds a mindset. For example, it builds a mindset like it's every person for themselves, because no one else can help me but this one person. So people don't learn to help themselves. Not only that, they don't learn to help other people. So for us, it's creating a model of family. It's us creating a model of accountability, but also mentorship, where it's like, listen, I'm going to show you how to do this, but like the way we want you to do this is show someone else how to do this. Not just get connected to me, not just call me, because I can't take the call of 500 people. One person can't do that. But I can find 5 people who can help 5 people who can help 5 people who can help 5 people. And that's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to help the community by offering services and programs. We're trying to empower the community by transforming the culture of the community to one that's more of a family, where it's one that values relationship. And because do unto others, someone has done something well for them, that they now know how to do that for someone else. Whenever you show someone the possibility of something else that they haven't seen before, it creates a world for them that what didn't exist. So it's actually something they can move towards. So like if I'm in a situation of addiction, or if I'm in a situation of abuse, unless I see any other possibility that's realistic for me, I can't make choices, or I won't make choices to go towards something different.
How do you feel as though we can help the people who feel like it's a hopeless situation in our community? What message can you send to those people who believe that it's nothing that we can do?
So like in situations of, because we get the roughest stuff. We get people who are unemployed and don't have a high school diploma. We have people who are either drug addicted or live in a home where drug addiction is taking over the home. Individuals who are in abusive situations or even abusing somebody. We represent the community, so we have all sorts of people involved. So I think what we do is we work in the gap. So we work in the gap where one is the conversation we have people, the resources, the things we show them, open up a new possibility where they didn't see a possibility for themselves. So the possibility of I can be free of drugs. I can not be in a situation where I'm being abused or abusing somebody else. We introduce to them with some of our resources the possibility of something they never saw for themselves before. And so because they didn't see any possibility for those things, they could never take steps towards any other course. So through our relationships with churches, through outreach programs, through rehabilitation programs, through abuse prevention programs and stuff like that, we can position people to where those resources are, because we have relationships to talk to them. Because we build a relationship with them, we can say, check this out. You know, we want you to, but this is what's possible, but this is where you can find it. And we leave the choice up to them.
Right.
We leave them accountable for that change.
Right.
And we coach them through that. But for the most part, you know, we honor people enough that we respect that it needs to be their choice. It needs to be their decision. And what happens is, what seems to happen now is you invest a lot in one person. I mean, a lot. More than, almost to where it could be exhausting sometimes. But what happens is, that huge amount of investment frees them up to really help other people. And we've seen that even right now where we're at, there's a gentleman helping out here at Nina's Kitchen, and he's sweeping up. At one point, I helped him. He needed food. He needed help with. He needed boots.
Right.
He needed a bike.
Right.
He needed all this stuff. He needed it all within a short amount of time.
Right.
And I thought, you know, because I didn't know him well, I thought he would need those things month after month. But it turned out he didn't. He needed help that one time.
Right.
He needed just the help to get out of this spot. And since then, he's been one of our most valuable players, one of our most valuable members, and has contributed much more than what we gave him.
So how do a guy like me, the average guy from up the block, how would you encourage me to encourage other people? What can I do?
Well, I'm gonna say something that could be taken the wrong way, but not every opportunity is an opportunity for everyone. Epic is specifically, I found, an opportunity for specifically people who have already begun the process of transforming their community in their own way. They've already said, you know what? The families in my neighborhood, the kids in my neighborhood are hungry. I'm gonna do a food program.
Right.
The girls, there's a bunch of girls in our community who don't have positive female role models. I'm going to be that for them. I'm going to do a modeling program, right? There are people who say things like that. They've already said, I'm going to make a difference. Those are the people who find themselves, who find us. Those are the people we find. Because we position ourselves to say, we want to help people become leaders, but usually those people identify themselves as leaders in some way. So what we do is we connect them to resources that help them. So Epic isn't an opportunity for everyone. But if you're the kind of person that has a chess club running out of a library and you're coming out of pocket, or you're someone who has a food pantry you can do it from your house, or just on one day in the summer, you want to do a block party. You want to do a resource fair. You want to do a health fair. You want to do something. It's you who wants to do that. Then Epic is an opportunity for you to get that done. It's the opportunity for you to be up to what you've always wanted to be up to, but have partnership and resources given to you to help you do those things, to make the way easy, to facilitate that. But we aren't a resource so much, and those people who don't really think it's an opportunity for themselves to really be up to much more than just getting stuff, those people usually come once and they go. Because the culture of the group is like, we want to be up to some stuff. We want to be up to transforming community. Some people, they're more interested in just a one-time thing. And usually, we'll entertain that, but for the most part, it's like, we're looking for leaders. And the person watching this is like, yeah, that's me, I do that. I mentor the kids on my block already. I at least go out and I play football with 5 kids so that they're not hanging out with the drug dealers, because we found people who started off doing that, and now they have their own little flag football leagues. I just want the kids not off the corner, so they start their own little basketball league. Those are the kind of people who Epic is an opportunity for.
Oh, well, speaking of opportunities for Epic, let's talk about Epic opportunities.
Okay.
What kind of situations do you guys, plan on extending to, or is it anything that somebody might be watching, can help you guys with? I mean, not on the note of what we can come to you for help for, not coming to you for help, but what kind of help do you guys need from outside sources?
So, one of the ways is sponsorship of our events and activities. So what we do is we offer like a micro grant. We offer the opportunity for people to fill out an application of the project they want to do,
Right.
and we fund many of those projects.
Right.
But what we want is we want relationships with people who want to put their name on something positive. They're interested in saying, you know, I want to invest in change and transformation.
Right.
I just don't know where to invest that.
Right.
And what we're saying is we have a system and we have a group of people where it's fertile soil, where we have people who are transforming their community. And then if you're looking to invest in people who are up to that,
Right.
we're here.
Right.
You know, we have events that engage hundreds of people all the time.
Right.
So if you're a corporate sponsor who says, you know what, I really want to get my message out, or I want my brand, or I want my name associated
Right.
with positive community change, then Epic is a really good place to do that, because a lot of people are involved in it who will take that sponsorship and engage hundreds and hundreds of people with that sponsorship. And we've done that, and we've done that successfully with partnerships, but we want to expand that. We want corporations who are interested in engaging the inner city.
Right.
We want, and you know what? We want positive corporations. People who want to promote health.
Right.
People who want to promote exercise. People who want to promote sustainability.
Right.
People who want to promote transformation. Those would be great, because that's what we're up to.
Right.
So it'd be great to find sponsorships who are up to the same thing.
Right.
So some examples of events where I think corporate sponsorship would benefit from partnering with us. We've had youth who are interested in doing community farms.
Right.
We've had back to school events, educational events, where again, we have hundreds and hundreds of people involved. If you're interested in engaging urban Latino market, which is a huge market, if you're interested in engaging urban African American market, parents, youth, in those kind of markets, then yeah, I mean, so we engage just our group, and there's 10 groups throughout the city. Just our one group has engaged thousands and thousands, I believe 6,000 people last year. 6,000 people. So if you want an audience, if you want to promote your brand, your product,
Right.
to 6,000 people, that's the opportunity. So right now people take event by event, but what we would like is sponsorship for an entire fiscal year.
Right.
So that in all of our flyering and marketing and stuff like that, we can have our corporate sponsors attached to it.
We don't want you to support just one program. We want you to support everything.
Yeah.
To be a whole part of the situation, right?
Yeah.
You know.
We have some fun out of the box ideas. We want to do one of the ways we engage community is through community festivals and fairs.
Right.
And we would love to create carnival games that actually have branding on it.
Right.
We would love to create something like that, something that we can use over and over again, because we don't want, bottles of waters are good, but if we could have, inflatable bouncies that have a corporate sponsor on it and stuff like that, and it fits within our cultural values, that would be great. So one of the things we've had the opportunity to engage a difficult, I think, market to reach.
Right.
One of the challenges we have is how do you engage communities where, one, we don't have a budget to actually put commercials into their home and stuff like that.
Right.
But we've created strategies that aren't exactly guerrilla marketing.
Right.
But we found a way to market directly to the people we want to have. We know where they live. We know what services they utilize. We know what resources they're tapping into and where they have to go to tap into those.
Right.
So we do a really great job of marketing directly to the consumer of directly to our community.
Right.
And I think we do that, we have better strategies because we've been doing it longer than I think more corporations even have. Because they'll put it on the TV, they'll put it on the billboard,
Right.
they'll meet with marketing firms. We already know how to do that.
Right.
So there's an opportunity for us to even teach what's the best way to engage our community to those who want to engage our community and promote something to our community. We also have extremely creative solutions, sustainable solutions, where one of the things is we want to do urban farming. We want to teach people how to grow their own food and all this other stuff. But those locations and stuff like that, they can also be used as after-school programs to engage youth. They can be opportunity to teach even parents who are maybe on the welfare system where there's still a gap with having enough food, a fresh, healthy food available. Where like these are now programs. So now these are programs that happen year after year, and because you're educating people on something and giving them something they can use, something they can pass on, it is much more sustainable than just a one-time event or activity. There's actually programs that have the ability to transform communities. And those are the opportunities where, if it was sponsored, if a community garden was sponsored by a specific company or group, or even elected official, where people are constantly seeing their brand on this positive thing, it makes them much more relevant in the community as well.
Is this a paid situation for you?
For me, yeah. This is what I do. This is also because I'm a leader within it. I have to practice what I preach and what I promote. So when I'm not doing this, I am doing volunteer work. I facilitate art classes for kids. I mentor. I mentor artists. I mentor youth. I mentor adults, and I do it. And I do that in a non-paid situation. I contribute a lot as far as volunteer time to my church. Much more time than I thought I could ever dedicate to anything that I wasn't getting paid for. But it's something that I am paid for. My job is a Kensington coordinator, hired through Aspida, Inca, Pennsylvania. But I do a minimum of 15 hours a week volunteering.
That's true. Tell me something different. Tell me about the film.
What?
The film.
The feeling?
The film. When you're standing there, you're volunteering your time at the art class, and a little girl come up and she's proud of the best piece of work she ever done in her life, and she's showing it to you, and you feel like you made a difference. Tell me about that feeling.
And I get what you're saying. Like there's something that volunteering it feeds the soul.
Right.
What I've found is what gets me excited about this job is that we're giving people the place to do what they've always wanted to be up to. Their life is fulfilled.
Right.
They're excited.
Right.
For me, it's finding, like, one of the questions, what am I here for? What am I here to do?
Right.
I get to see people do that. They've figured out what they're here on this earth to do, and they're doing that, and they're excited, and it's transformative, and it's a continual transformation for them. For me, I'm not a very emotional person. I don't get fuzzy feelings. But what it's given for me is a foundation of, like, I know who I am. I know what I'm here to do on this earth. And I'm fulfilled because I don't have that nagging question in the back of my mind. I know what I'm here to do. And I'm here to be a part of transforming lives. And freeing people to do the same thing. And sometimes that's in a really nice way, and sometimes that's in a real, like, kind of coach, like, you gotta dig deeper, kid, kind of way.
Yeah. Listen, helping to make a difference, though, is not a small thing in any way, shape, or form. That's a real big deal. I mean, being a man of purpose, you might not look at it the way other people look, because, like you said, it's what you're here to do. So you might not be in it for the gratification or the emotional, stability or empowerment. Let's say the emotional empowerment. But being the guy that you are, you know, and people like you, I mean, do you realize that you might point a kid in a direction that that his parents never thought that he was going to take?
You know, what you made me think about is there's a human need to be purpose, to feel fulfilled.
Right.
And the opportunity for a kid to be mentored is the same that I see as for an executive of an organization or a CEO of a company.
Right.
The opportunity is the same
Right.
for them to be fulfilled. It's what they choose to do to be fulfilled. So the opportunity for a CEO to work in a community, in a place that needs him,
Right.
that's his opportunity to be fulfilled and be up to what he's always wanted to be up to. It might not be, you know, he might be happy with his job and his career or their career, but like there still might be something missing.
Right.
And the same thing with the youth who is up to playing the sports he's playing or doing the work he's doing or being mentored the way he's being mentored. But there's still something that needs to be fulfilled and done. So the opportunity isn't just for our community. It isn't just for our residents who are in need sometimes. It's also for those who've excelled and are successful in careers, as parents, as business owners, as athletes, to be up to something too to fulfill themselves.
Right. Now, what pushed you to say, I need to chip in, I need to help make a difference? What was it that really made you do that? That really made you wake up that morning and say, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna be the person to be a part of building a better community?
Oh, I had an answer. There was a point where I wasn't satisfied by it because I didn't know if this was what I wanted to do. I'm more of an artist, but you know, I got the answer. Through prayer, I prayed about it, and I got the answer. Like, yeah, this is what you're here to do, and I was relieved. So now it is in a sense of searching, trying to figure it out. It's figured out. You know, I know what it is. It wasn't a gradual process. It was kind of a resolve. Like, yeah, this is what I'm up to. And then understanding future too, understanding where it's going, where I'm going with it. So it's just part of the story. It's part of the building block of what I'm up to in my life, and I get the huge honor of doing that with groups of the most talented, innovative people in the world.
What kind of art class do you mentor?
I mentor like a painting class, multimedia, a video production class, some live production classes, wherever the need is, and then the mentorship is more one-on-one with just keeping people accountable to what they want to be up to in life, and it's different things. Some want to be rappers, some want to be students.
Yeah. Speaking of live productions, when we talked earlier when the cameras was off, you mentioned that you had one coming up with the church situation.
Yeah, our church is going to have an Easter service. I think it's going to be one of the best, most original plays in the city ever. It's going to be a combination of live.
Not because you wrote it, though.
No, I didn't write it. I haven't wrote it. But it's a combination of live stage production and film.
Right.
And it's going to be done by in-house talent, and it's going to be amazing because it's one of the most creative projects, and that's what I'm up to, finding the most creative things.
What church you attend?
I attend In the Light Ministries, which is 191 West Hunting Park Avenue. It's a very young church. It's very it's focused on people who had bad experiences with churches.
Right.
But we're a church that invests a lot in people and art. We want to be artisans, not just artists. We want to be artisans. We want to be a group of people who have the highest standards and qualities for art, and expression of art in the world. That's our goal. Our goal is to be the best in the world. And with that mindset, we and that cultural value, we hope that leaks out into our communities,
Right.
where our community isn't trying to survive, that their mind is set on thriving, that their minds are set on excelling way beyond what they could imagine, because they know they have purpose, they know they have value, they know that they have honor, and that it's honorable to do things that are greater than what they can imagine themselves to do. And that's the only way they can touch and move and inspire anybody else.
Well, Jonathan, again, I'd like to thank you for having us here at Nina's Kitchen. You want to tell everybody how to get in contact with you?
A number you can reach me at is 267-237-7090, or my email, CENTENO5x5@gmail.com, or just find us on Facebook. We have a Kensington Epic Stakeholders page on Facebook. Come out to Nina's Kitchen Restaurant, 323 East Allegheny Ave. We meet every third Tuesday of the month at 4 p.m. at Nina's Kitchen. You'll not just hear about what Kensington Epic Stakeholders is up to, but what everybody in Kensington is up to.
From your host, Blue Nickles, thank everybody for tuning in. KCTV.